Yeah, are you starting the intro?
hmm
Okay. He said go.
Oh, welcome to Tuesday Night Hype, everybody. Jeez, that's what happens when I lag out for a moment. So Brady versus SamWise in the semifinals, the second one of the night. I'm Bloody, and this is my fellow caster Ray. You may notice that I'm not Hambo anymore. Hi Ray, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you? We just saw a pretty good matchup versus Powder versus Funky Math, and now we're about to have another one with Brady versus Samwise 88.
Yeah, I was watching in the background. Both of them are exceptional players. Brady is bringing Warrior, Shaman, Mage, and Samwise is bringing Paladin, Mage, Hunter. Brady's Warlock is banned and Samwise's Druid is banned. That's interesting. Why do you think Hunter is even in a tournament right now?
Well, it's a surprise. People don't expect it, man.
I suppose that makes sense.
It's probably Face Hunter, which is not
Some,
actually horrible. I
yeah,
think,
just pull wins out of nowhere sometimes.
yeah, it's just a class that can get there sometimes. And it
Yeah,
looks like they're into the game, so
they are indeed, and it does not seem to be Face Hunter. I'm not positive. I don't think Face Hunters run web spinners though.
if it is not Face Hunter, then yeah, it does not look like Face Hunter if it's playing Web Spinner, but it could be some type of weird hybrid.
It could
Uh,
be. I mean, that's what wins you tournaments once in a while.
I doubt it.
It's up to
Either way,
you.
though, Brady or Samwise could have changed their lineups going into this game, especially since Brady has already been streamed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this could be a deck specifically built to try to beat what Brady's previous lineup was.
That's a good point. I mean, I don't know. What is mid-range hunter good against? Druid?
It's good against Control Warrior. It's probably solid against Druid. I'm not really sure about all its other matchups, to be perfectly honest.
About everything else out there. I mean, hey, it could pull out a win once in a while, I'm sure. Just Brady coming in with his patron warrior, coming in hot with his passive, which says draw a fiery war axe if it's not already in your hand on turn one.
All right, and we're gonna see Samwise just opt to play two web spinners over the Mad Scientist.
Interesting choice. I mean, he figures the mad scientist just kind of dies, so why not? I don't know. Maybe he just wants more beasts. I feel like not having to draw the secret is pretty good, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but either way, we're gonna see an Acolyte of Pain come down here, and that's gonna be really strong on this board of just two web spinners, especially since it's not turn four. We won't see Houndmaster buff up the web spinner,
Yeah. Trying to
and
think what the other secret could be. Probably freezing if it's not face.
it's probably likely to be
There
either
it is.
Freezing Bear or Snake's Bear. Yeah, so he draws the Freezing Trap. It's actually really unfortunate for him, especially since most hunters are only playing two secrets right now.
Yeah, I mean that fierce monkey is a decent pickup, right? It's just like somewhat decent, something to be there. But I'm sure he's thinking right now, like, shit. If I played Mad Scientist, this could have been different. I could have not drawn Freezing Trap.
Brady's curving out perfectly here. He had War Axe into being able to use both charges to clear things, and to
Yeah,
Acolyte on a board of 1/1s into a Dustbite, killing a 4 health minion. And it looks like another Fierce Monkey gets pulled out of the web spinner here.
interesting choice. I didn't realize the hunters could run two of those.
I
Yeah,
don't think it was by choice, man. But I'm surprised to not see the Bear Trap come down here. But it makes sense. It'd be cleared pretty easily.
and at this point, this is just a perfect patron turn, right? You just throw down a patron, you enrage it, you hit the Mad Scientist.
Potentially, yeah.
I don't think it's too bad. And because worst case scenario, um, okay, well he'll attack. Interesting. Wait, can't see what he's doing.
Yeah,
Okay,
so
so he,
he decided to go face here. Seems
yeah, that's not a
fine.
bad play. I guess he didn't want to run into a bear trap or something. It's not like he knows that Samwise
Okay,
has
so he
drawn all the
just
secrets.
I actually like this a lot. He decides to attack the face with the weapon to get the 4 damage in, and he decides to trade with the Acolyte because that plays around Unleashed to some degree, even though I don't know how much you're actually playing around that.
Yeah,
But you're playing around Unleash by doing that. The Acolyte's only a 1/1, so lets you push the 4 damage with the Deathbite. Pretty strong play here from Samwise. Or
yeah.
Brady, sorry.
Yeah, it's really solid. Puts Samwise in such a such a poop position. I mean, geez, what do you even do here? You throw down a 3/4 taunt and maybe a freezing trap?
Man, freezing trap's useless here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know what I do. I think you probably might consider just playing. Okay, I was gonna say you might consider playing like Unleash the Hounds and hero powering, and just pushing damage, but he's going for a clear here, which seems very optimistic in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's hoping that Brady will not have any means of reproduction for his patrons, which he kind of doesn't, unless he chooses to battle rage first.
So one thing to point out here is that SamWise does play 3 secrets. He plays 2 bears and 1 freezing that we know of so far, which is above what most people are playing. And ooh, that's huh. Brady was probably hoping that was like a freezing trap,
Or a
and
snake trap.
uh, or a snake trap, and
Yeah.
it wasn't. And now you're just in a really weird position where you're probably gonna end up playing frothing and executing, but you really wish that you were able to get that extra damage on the frothing or extra attack on the frothing.
Yeah, now if you choose to kill the bear, you only have 1 patron left. It's kind of important.
Yeah. So Brady attacks into the bear trap, procs it, and now forces trade here,
Yeah.
which is fine. But now it gives Samwise a chance to clear off 1 patron had he drawn a removal spell, which he didn't. And even if he did draw a removal spell, the frothing would get buffed, and I think that it's just kind of too far gone at this point.
Yeah. You could just play boom and hit face and just chill. Expect to win. I mean, maybe clear if you really feel like it.
I think you have to calculate damage here. If you play boom, you have 6 minions on the board. You're taking 8 damage on board. If you do that, do you open yourself up to ever dying? That is the question.
Does Unleash the Hound's kill command kill you in that case?
It would be the maximum amount of damage would be Unleash double quick shot, but I don't think Samwise is even playing 2 quick shots, and
Yeah.
I don't know if Brady's even that worried about it, to be honest.
I
And
just
I don't
didn't
even know if it's
consider-
lethal.
I didn't consider that he would even run 1, to be honest, because I feel like quick shot is more of an aggro hunter thing.
I think you usually see 1, but either way, none of that is relevant because Samwise does not draw that, and
Yeah.
Unleash is not so good at clearing this board, but it can help. He can use 4 of the hounds to clear off the frothing berserker if he wants to, and then he can play a second one. Because my main concern is how do you clear off the frothing and the patron and the armor smith without just giving your opponent a bajillion armor?
Yeah. It might be worth clearing the armor smith first and then unleashing again and killing the frothing.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna see him do that, and I don't think he's clearing the boom this turn.
Well, then he's just gonna lose, it seems.
I'm not
if
sure.
they're on a
Yeah,
lead.
I'm honestly not sure. But he can make it so that the boom bots hit hounds, and then he's not guaranteed to be dead on board.
Yeah, I mean, he
Or
could
he
just
could hit the high main into the boom, and then just leave the patron up.
Oh.
It's to not do that.
Oh!
And 4 to face, yeah. Either way, Brady had lethal. I think you actually want to clear the boom there and just hope that your opponent
Boom.
can't spawn patrons, because that's the higher chance you have of living. But either way, it doesn't happen. That situation was bad for Samwise anyways.
Exactly. It's not
probably
like he was going to win from trading boom or trading the other one. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It seemed like a pretty lost game anyway.
Yeah, Brady takes game 1, he takes it. Patron over mid-range hunter. And let's see, Brady only now has to win with his shaman and his mage.
Which is going to be pretty nice. Well, actually, the mage... No, I feel like the mage has some decent matchups if it's freeze mage. Was Brady running freeze mage before?
I am not sure.
I believe it was. I recall seeing him play it before. So he just freeze mage, and I'm just
Yeah, so he did-
aggro shaman.
He did play freeze mage before, so it's most likely freeze mage. And
Yeah, I mean, freeze mage doesn't have too many bad matchups in this situation. I mean, the worst case scenario, I believe, is just the mirror. And then Aggro Shaman. I feel like I could pull out a win.
Either way, Brady ends up going with Aggro Shaman, and he plays a Whirling Zap-O-Matic. So
Interesting.
he's probably playing that over Knife Juggler. Thinks it's more impactful. If it doesn't
I
get
mean,
dealt
hey,
with, it does push more damage.
yeah, if it goes uncontested, then it's really great. But I don't know. I don't think Samwise is having any of it. I think he will be more than prepared uh, to be able to take out that Whirling Zap-O-Matic.
Yeah, and Samwise's hand is pretty strong here. But will it be able to keep up with the turn 1 Tunnel Trog start of Aggro Shaman from Brady?
I think it will. I think Secret Keeper Coin Noble Sack is just totally fine. It blocks 2 damage or 2 plus damage incoming from attacks, and then also you just have a 2/3, which is able to contest a Knife Juggler, or in this case, a Rolling Zap-O-Matic.
Yeah, and that Knife Juggler draw was huge for Samwise. It lets him do this play without worrying about whether he has a play to make next turn or not. Now, Brady here, he's in a bit of an awkward position now because he's going to attack here. See that that's Noble Sack, and just have to play out his Whirling Zappo into just getting cleared by the Secret Keeper.
Yeah,
Probably fine, to be honest.
it's not a huge deal for Brady, but
Yeah. Brady does pick up the Ancestral Knowledge. He'll be able to use that if he wants to.
he
And
can.
he has the Lava Shock to help him with the Overload for the next turn. Or, alternatively, he could just Lava Shock the Knife Juggler now in Abusive and push 3 damage.
Which one do you think is better? I'm not really positive. I feel like either way, you're kind of screwed to muster. So maybe it's just worth pushing the face damage. No, I feel like you got to get rid of this juggler.
Uh, hmm. It's so hard, honestly. I feel like there's a chance that you might just knowledge and trade.
Yeah, I feel like a big rule I set for myself at least is just don't leave that juggler alive with the paladin specifically. It's so bad if he has muster or anything really.
And Brady did find a Rockbiter weapon because you could also, yeah, he dug for the 1 mana removal and found it, and now he gets to push 3 damage to face, and then he's going to push another 3 damage once the weapon has to clear off the Tunnel Trog from the muster for battle. So really good play by Brady.
I mean, my real question is, were you better off lightning bolting because you know that? Oh, never mind, you picked up another Rockbiter. That's fine. Disregard everything I was saying.
No, if you Lightning Bolt that turn, you only have 1 mana to spend, so if you draw something like
Playable.
playable, maybe you want to Lava Shock and play another card.
Mm-hmm.
And either way, he's going to get to Lava Shock and Hero Power now.
Yeah, which is kind of a bummer. Seeing as he didn't draw anything that great, maybe it would have been worth keeping the Rockbiter because, you just bring him to 16 and that's it. And that's just GG.
I'm not sure. It's hard to assume that you top deck another Rockbiter and put him on that kind of clock. And I think the difference between another Rockbiter and a Lightning Bolt is honestly not going to be super, super relevant. Like, he's still going to kill him in a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, he would actually have gamed this turn had he kept the other Rockbiter.
Yeah, he would have. So that is interesting because he drew that other lightning bolt.
Yeah, and SamWise, he puts on so much pressure now.
Jeez.
That Brady would have actually lost the game on the spot had he not drawn that Feral Spirits there.
Does he still... Do you think he has a chance of getting out of this?
Oh yeah, you just Feral Spirits and probably just Rockbiter and go face for 10 damage. And then if your opponent does not have a taunt or a way to like heal or anything, it's just
then
dead.
you just win.
Yeah. Unless there's a way you can deal more damage, so that way your opponent can't hit into the Noble Sack. But either way, I think you want a Rockbiter here.
Yeah, I think it seems pretty fine. However, that's a good point. No, I'm trying to think, but it doesn't seem like Samwise will be able to do enough damage that Brady won't be able to hit a Noble Sack. Because it seems like Brady will be dropped off at 3 health after this next turn from Samwise.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. So it's looking like Brady's going to take the game. That top deck Feral Spirits was huge because SamWise was able to put on so much pressure as a Secret Paladin.
Yeah, and also the one time he really needs some defense, he just gets it. He just top decks it. I mean, honestly, it's a good strategy. Just play with the anticipation of drawing exactly what you need, right?
All right, let's see the eye for an eye. Let's go, baby. No, I'm just kidding. That's not going to happen. But if it did, that'd be hilarious.
That'd be very, very funny. Holy cheese, that'd be hilarious. I mean, in this one specific situation, it would be just the secret of a lifetime. But
either way, Brady's going to take it. He's going to take game 2, and he's going to be up 2-0 against SamWise.
So far, things are looking up for Brady. However, there's still a possibility. I feel like Freeze Mage I see gets swept. Not too frequently, but I feel like I've seen Freeze Mage and Aggro Shaman get swept more often than anything else. And so there's still a chance that Brady could just get reverse swept with his Freeze Mage if he doesn't get exactly what he needs. Or possibly doesn't play the right play, you know?
Alright, so it looks like SamWise is going to queue up the Paladin again. Knows it doesn't actually matter what he queues up. He's going to have to win with all of his decks no matter what. And Brady, his opening hand is pretty neutral, I would say. I'm
not sure. It's not bad. Blue Order and Intellect, just drop the Thorson and Iceland. It's not looking terrible. SamWise does not seem to have as good a starting hand.
No, but he does play Ragnaros, which is really strong against Freeze Mage. That's one of the reasons as Kaka played it, I believe. Yeah, was for matchups like Priest, Freeze Mage, maybe even Control Warrior, stuff like that.
I remember when he did play it, just in
Tuesday. Oh my god, he kept it in his opening hand.
Wow, that's really bad.
I wouldn't say that. He kept it for a reason, but
oh no, I'm not even saying. All right, so like if he had a good rest of the hand, I wouldn't have called that bad. You know, I'm just saying bad as in like the rest of the draws were really bad, at least for beginning. I don't know. I feel like you win this as Secret Paladin by overwhelming them and building such a strong board before it could get cleared. But off the bat, you already see a Frost Nova from Brady, and Brady has board presence.
Yeah, generally, if this Freeze Mage has more of a board than the Secret Paladin, you're not in for a fun time. I think that we're going to see, if we don't see a playable card like Muster for Battle off the top for SamWise, I think we're just going to see Brady actually get to a point where he's able to push damage with his minions and just actually get board control as the Freeze Mage.
Yeah, and just screw all the strategy. I'm just going to smork and it's actually going to work because I'm Freeze Mage and I have a board.
No, he's not actually going to smork that much, but he'll have a board of minions that he can trade with.
Jeez. It's not playable. It's a good card, but it's not really a thing.
Yeah, and SamWise just has the hero power here, and Brady might trade and play around the Blessing of Kings, which I do like, and just Arcane Intellect, but that just sets him up so well for future turns. Like, yeah. Having taken 0 damage and your opponent having no board going into turn 4, you're pretty happy as a Freeze Mage when the matchup's probably already favored for you.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty favored against Secret Paladin. Let's see. So he does pick up a Mad Scientist, so he will be able to get another Ice Barrier in his hand / collection, it seems.
Yep. So SamWise just drops a Shredder on his turn 4. His hand's kind of clunky right now, but he does have a strong curve.
I mean, so here's a question. Do you think SamWise's late game, like prominent later, like mid to late game, is a blessing in disguise against something as slow as Freeze Mage?
No, not at all. Like you said earlier, a lot of the times the way that Secret Paladin wins is just to have a strong early game that the Freeze Mage can't deal with.
Yeah, I just try to turn the tides of the opinion to see if possibly it seems like SamWise has some sort of an advantage here, but it doesn't seem like that's the case.
Okay, so we're probably going to see just Belcher come down here for SamWise, but he might be thinking of the Shredder into a bench play, but that seems a bit weak to the mad scientist on board, able to trade in something like a fireball coming down. But we see the Belcher come down, and now Brady, he's not quite on his Blizzard turn, and I don't even know if he'd want to Blizzard that board. He's wondering whether he wants to fireball that or not, or just play Ice Barrier and ping. But Ice Barrier, very, very poor choice, just because you already have the Mad Scientist. You want to pull the second one out of your deck. So we're probably just going to see a fireball on the Belcher and a trade into the 1-2. That seems like the most logical play, unless you want to Frostbolt the Belcher and ping it and trade into the Scientist into it. Because that would allow you to guarantee that you don't draw the secret next turn, and that you pull it out of your deck.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, jeez. Even just playing a fireball, I would feel bad for playing a fireball. I wouldn't mind getting hit for 7 here, and then just starting to Blizzard. Maybe I would just trade and ping, but he can't do nothing. It's very understandable that he did what he just did.
Ooh, the second Avenger off the top is not good for SamWise. This Challenger is not going to be a full Christmas tree at all. It's more like mini tree.
Yeah, definitely. What's it called? Oh my gosh. So he doesn't trade. He doesn't trade a Scientist, and it results in a minor punish. It's him drawing his Ice Barrier. It's very unfortunate. Now he's not going to pull any secrets from the deck.
Yeah, that's something that I don't even know if like the highest level player would like. I don't know if it's correct to trade there. Like, I wouldn't know what. Like, the odds of you drawing Ice Barrier are really low, but I don't know how much you value Frostbolt over the Fireball.
Yeah. Jeez, I mean, like I said, I personally, whether it was right or not, my idea was just to swing the Scientist and ping, because you're gonna Blizzard anyway. I don't know. Clearly now he drew Ice Barrier, but just because something unfortunate happened doesn't mean that you didn't play correctly, right?
I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're gonna see a Blessing of Kings on the 3/4, and just going to the face, you have to put on pressure. At this point, your hand's pretty awful, but you do have Ragnaros, and that's gonna be huge later on.
Yeah. I mean, hey, there's matchups where the Freeze Mage just doesn't draw the Ice Block, and Ragnaros just finishes it real quick. It doesn't seem to be the case here.
Okay, so from Brady, we might just see Frostnova Doomsayer, and then in response, we might see the Rag come out, and the game literally come down to a 50-50 of whether the Doomsayer gets killed or not.
Interesting. Now, would you also ping if you Frostnova Doomsayer? Just because why not? Like ping.
I wouldn't ping the 1/1. I would ping the face, but yeah.
So why not the 1/1?
Because you probably assume the Doomsayer goes off. You have a Blizzard, so the Blizzard will clear off the 1/1 if the Doomsayer doesn't go off. And the only other argument would be to ping like the Challenger or something, or the Flame Juggler to try to set up for like a Blizzard Flame Strike play.
Okay, interesting. So it does seem like he's hovering over Blizzard.
Ooh, Brady's gonna opt to not. Man, if he does not play that Doomsayer here, this Ragnaros is gonna hurt a lot.
It really will. It's gonna bring him down a very decently low amount.
It's gonna bring him down to 7 life here, and he doesn't really have a good way to deal with it.
I mean, Frostnova Doomsayer, but that's just gonna get him. It's gonna pop. Oh, well, there's another block. All right. Well, things are looking a little bit better for Brady, I'd say. I'm not sure. I feel like sure the Rag goes a lot, but how is Sam going to pump out that extra damage he needs?
I mean, he doesn't have to do anything if the Rag just hits the Doomsayer here, or yeah, if the Rag just hits the Doomsayer here, Sam still just is gonna have lethal through the Ice Barrier next turn. Unless Brady finds another freeze.
That is true, but
so
no, I'm not sure how. I'm not sure if Rag is sniping today.
This game is, like I said, it's just going to come down to Rag 50-50 on the Doomsayer, and he's going to play the Piloted Shredder. Maybe his hand's a little bit clunky. He just wants to get the 2-drop out.
Doesn't seem like a bad situation, yeah.
I
Worst case
believe.
scenario, you still have something. So let's see it. Oh, and it hits the Doomsayer. And suddenly Brady is in a much poorer position than he had anticipated before.
Yeah, this is just devastating for Brady. Ragnaros is one of the best cards against Freeze Mage in a mid-range slash aggro type deck like this.
Yeah, and oh man, Arcane Intellect is not going to save Brady just yet. He still has a chance to get something good, something to possibly turn the tides of the battle, but I'm not really seeing it too much.
Let's see here. If you Frostbolt the 10 attack creature and you draw 2 cards with Arcane Intellect, well, you still get popped. It's 11, 19 damage. Yeah, you're still going to get popped. Your opponent could also just pass the turn with Ragnaros on the board, so you're getting popped no matter what.
Exactly.
I don't think there's really anything you can do here besides draw and pray that you draw something useful.
What is useful here?
Hmm.
Not Acolyte.
I have no idea. I don't know. This is just a really bad spot.
Yeah. So, like we were saying before, Ragnaros is really one of the best ways that Seeker Paladin finds a way to beat Freeze Mage. And like you also mentioned before, it might just be a small tech choice that Sam had put in there because he knew he was going to be up against Freeze Mage. Maybe he knew that Brady was running Freeze. And it is a general choice still nowadays, but definitely could have been on purpose.
And the Consecrate in his hand is basically just going to seal the game once the second ice block gets popped, because there's going to be no way, even if the Ragnaros does get cleared, to stop the Consecrate from just killing him after the second block gets popped.
There's just no way.
Okay, he's going for the Doomsayer here, which
Still wouldn't save him.
wouldn't really save him because the Boombots would potentially pop the block, but he could.
Yeah, it could have. It was a good try.
Okay, so he draws the Frostbolt, but how relevant is that? Probably not that relevant.
Really not relevant at all, I'd say.
Alright, so we see the Boombot go face. Does the 1 damage, pops the block, and let's see if Brady can find a way out of this.
No, I don't see a way out of this. Like, what way out of this does he have? Oh, Loot Hoarder, of course. Wow, that saved the game. Good for him.
Fireballing your own face, it's a way out.
It is a way out. Oh, okay.
Conceding.
Well, pressing the little gear in the corner and then pressing concede is also a way out.
Alright, so Brady concedes that. SamWise has a
So,
game.
possibly at this point, there's no saying whether Brady is going to have a better hand slash matchup for these next two. It's definitely in the foreseeable future for Sam to turn it around and really get those wins he needs to get against Freeze Mage.
Yeah, and now Brady obviously has the Freeze Mage he has to win with still, and SamWise, he has his mid-range hunter, and I'm wondering if he's teching cute things like Flare in it that we have not seen yet.
That would be interesting. I mean, definitely it would just turn a very hard matchup into a hilarious one. I remember I was watching, who was it? I think it was Hamboy play Get Herminated, and he was getting decently far until, was it Herminated? Maybe it was Tuesday Night Hype. Either way, he was going decently far. He was doing well with his Freeze Mage, and he totally thought he was fine in a 2-2 matchup against Hunter. Easy stuff. Hunter just emotes sorry, plays Flare, and then, you know, I didn't hear much from Hamboy after that.
So Brady decides to mulligan that whole hand. He's really digging for Mad Scientist here.
Does not get it.
Doesn't get it. And his hand is looking really awkward. Whereas SamWise's, he's got to turn 2 Mad Scientist. That's not bad.
He could play Glaive Zuka after that worst case scenario, you know? Just start pushing damage.
And Doomsayer off the top. That's actually pretty strong. I think we might just see the Doomsayer come down here.
It is a card, as one famous streamer would say. I don't know. Would you Doomsayer? Wouldn't you just save it for something a little better?
The thing is, if you don't Doomsayer, you're forcing yourself into pinging the Mad Scientist this turn, which forces you to ping it next turn. And if your opponent plays something like an Animal Companion and rolls, I don't know, a Huffer, you're not in the best spot at all.
Why would he roll Huffer? It's never Huffer. What? What are you saying? No, but I suppose Animal Companion is a good turn 3 follow-up to this that can be answered decently by Doomsayer, but I'm not really seeing the necessity of playing that card because you got 2 of those and you're gonna have quite a board to deal with in the future. I'm not sure.
No, I think you definitely just do it right now. Prevent your opponent from playing any creatures on this turn. Clear off the scientists that you would otherwise have no good way of dealing with it. You have cards like Blizzard, Flame Strike, stuff like that to help clear board later in the game. And yeah, so we see the Doomsayer go off here. SamWise just has to hero power, and Brady draws his own Doomsayer, which is really convenient because SamWise's Freezing Trap is in his hand. So hopefully this Mad Scientist doesn't get Freezing Trapped and it just ends up dying.
Hopefully for Brady, not hopefully for Sam. It's interesting though. Sam will just keep on going for face little by little, hopefully being able to get Brady low enough before Brady draws anything that could really stop Sam dead in his tracks. But the way it's looking right now, that Thaurissan seems like it'll get quite some value.
Yeah, now as Brady here, you've already seen SamWise's trap combination, so you know that there's a possibility of a Freezing Trap and a Bear Trap. So either way, I think you probably want to try to trade your Knife Juggler into the Haunted Creeper, or not the Haunted Creeper, Web Spinner. Sorry.
I was gonna say you called it a Knife Juggler this time, and then last turn you called it a Doomsayer. I think all your 2-drops have just been mixed up.
Yeah, if it is Freezing Trap, you just get to replay your Scientist. It's not the worst turn in the world. Or you get to just ping and chill. Also probably not the worst. If it's Bear Trap, you can Frostbolt ping, keep the Scientist on the board, and still deal with his board. He has a lot of options.
Yeah, I don't know. What would I do? You ask?
Alright, so hopefully this animation is fast enough that Brady can actually target it. Looks like it is. Brady's going to end up Frostbolting the 3-3 and pinging off the 2-1, keeping his Mad Scientist on the board.
Or Hound. That's an interesting one to come out. I don't think that's exactly what he wanted, though.
No, I don't think so. Oh. Alright, so SamWise is not going to play the Freezing Trap here. He's going to just kill off the Mad Scientist and give Brady the secret, which seems a bit weird to me, but it's probably fine. And we're just going to see Brady Coin Emperor here.
I mean, hey, we've only seen probably about half of this deck. It could easily have a flare. It could be his plan to make Brady feel safe. I mean, maybe the whole playing your beast turn 5 right before Thaurissan could be played. Or wait, turn 5 before it could be Coin Thaurissan was his general idea. Maybe that was his exact idea at that point.
So we see SamWise just kill command the 5/5, play the Knife Juggler, and go face for 1.
Yeah. See, I'm curious. A little bit off topic. What is this matchup? I feel like I don't see Hunter around enough, like ever, to think about if Hunter is even favored here, or if Hunter could be favored here without the flares.
I really haven't played this matchup enough, but we're gonna see how it plays out right now. So.
Yeah, we will. And oof, it kind of stinks not being able to take out a Knife Juggler, you know. But it's not really in Brady's best interest to be flinging spells left and right just to get rid of a little bit of extra damage.
He's still able to ping his Acolyte to draw a card, play the Loot Hoarder, which is going to cycle another card, and this Acolyte's going to draw at least one more card, most likely.
Yeah, possibly too, if SamWise just wants to kind of...
No, there's no way you let Brady draw 2 cards off that. And we see the Savannah Highmane come down. The Juggle hits the Loot Hoarder. And Brady, he's in a bit of an awkward position. I think we might just see the ping on the Knife Juggler and something like a Healbot come down.
That could happen. I was thinking more along the lines of just Blizzard, but I believe that's fine either way. I don't know.
Saving Blizzard allows you to play Blizzard in combination with Doomsayer, which is
Hmm.
much more effective.
Yeah, that
And
is a good point.
you're not under a huge amount of pressure if you ping off the juggler. He's only representing 9 damage on board with the hero power. So you
Yeah,
can still play the anti-heal bar to the Ice Barrier and feel somewhat comfortable.
yeah.
Uh, if we might also see the ping onto the Knife Juggler and then potentially a Fireball onto the high main, or a freeze onto the high main and the Doomsayer come down. Okay, so he does decide to go with the Ice Lance on the high main and the Ice Barrier come down. I like this a lot. It's only weak to really Hunter's Mark. Like, that's really the only difference.
But most Doomsayer players are quite weak to Hunter's Mark, so
Yeah, and I guess Weapon being able to clear it with a quick shot, that is one thing.
that is indeed one thing, and he does indeed run quick shot. It seems, and we knew that obviously, but just in reference
Yeah.
to before. So now he might be feeling a little bad considering he got rid of his Ice Lance. His burst post Alex won't be as nice now.
Yeah, he needs to pick up a Frostbolt or something here to be able to try to finish off SamWise before he's able to get there, but he has a lot of time.
He really does have a lot of time. He has a block, he has his armor, and he has 18 health. He's really not in any terrible of a position. I would rather be Brady at this point than Sam, I would say.
I don't know about that one.
Really?
It's looking pretty close either way.
Hmm. Quite toe to toe. No.
Yeah,
I feel
so
like Brady he does have a few more turns, and he has Alex. And now he just needs to draw some burn, right?
Alright, so he decides to go with Blizzard. He's gonna ping up a 1-1 and see what SamWise can do. Which is most likely just gonna be to drop the Core Hound into hero power, go face with the weapon.
What can Brady do about the Core Hound?
He can just could fireball it. He could just play Alex Straza and ignore it. That doesn't seem really optimal though. He could just draw another way, like I don't know, Flame Strike or something. It'd be fine here.
Strike would be nice for him. Frost Nova.
Frost Nova.
It's not
Frost Nova's
terrible.
good.
I don't know. I would rather just progress the game. I mean, sure, Frost Nova stalls a little bit.
I mean, no, you can't really just play Alex here. I think you're just dead to most damage in general, and I don't see how you recover from that point. I think you have to probably Nova heal bot here, and then you try to Alex next turn. Or you could try to Alex this turn, and then Frost Nova heal bot, and hope that the being at 9 health is enough.
I was gonna say, I feel like Frost Nova Healbot Fireball afterwards won't be a terrible play.
No, you can't.
just
You're still using Alex on your opponent 100% of the time this game.
No,
You're
I
definitely.
mean the next turn.
Oh yeah. Next
Yeah,
turn.
I feel like the next turn because okay, so if he pushes that face damage to pop him, he's not touching Alex, right? I mean, sure you could throw down a Belcher, that makes sense actually, but Alex stays alive, so there's a chance at it doing something, though I highly doubt it. But still,
Yeah, you're really not dead to that many things that also don't stop you from just killing your opponent.
yeah. Ooh.
So
we did not see Huffer, but it doesn't really matter because the block is indeed popped.
No, that's actually huge. That is able to pop him at 1, and if he draws a kill command or something like that, the game is going to be over.
Yeah. Wait, so what was huge about that? You said it was huge.
Like that he's able to pop him at 1.
Oh yeah, but that could have happened. I was just talking about whether he got Huffer or not. That wouldn't have mattered.
No, the animal companion role was irrelevant.
Yeah.
The freezing trap was really important there had he not rolled Misha. Or, not, that's not, yeah, that's Misha, right? Yeah, had he not rolled Misha, but we're going to see NT Keelbot come down here, Frost Nova come down, and probably just a ping to the face. And the
Yeah,
game is going to end up coming down to whether SamWise is able to draw the burn here.
essentially.
Or, actually, no. I said ping to the face. Fireball to the face.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, of course. Otherwise he just doesn't win here.
I'm getting all my things mixed up. Now I'm getting hero powers mixed up with fireballs.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely fireballs face here, right? I don't see a world where he doesn't.
Your opponent has one card in hand. If they have it, they have it.
Exactly. Let's see if he draws it. And ooh, it's
Ooh,
in
wait.
within. Oh my gosh. Is it Huffer?
Always
Oh, it's Huffer!
Always Huffer. Oh my god. And my apologies.
That's a 2-2.
Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, right after I talked about, like, hey, sucks that it wasn't Huffer.
Man, that was a crazy finish, and now
Though.
Brady is in danger of getting reverse swept with his freeze mage, and SamWise only has to win with his mage deck, which we don't know what it is yet. But if it's freeze mage, it's going to come down to a mirror match.
Just down to the wire. It seems that it's not freeze mage. Okay, it's tempo mage. Things are
Right.
a little more interesting here. Unstable portal into Kazan Mystic. Let's see it.
Alright, so I think this is actually pretty favorable for Brady,
I would agree.
especially if SamWise is playing a mirror entity.
Oh geez, yeah, that would be kind of poop.
Did SamWise keep a Frost Elemental and an Azure Drake in his hand?
Did he mulligan yet?
He did mulligan, but
Let's
it
wait a
looked like
moment.
those cards didn't change.
Hello? Why didn't he do that?
I'm not sure, but either way, Brady's hand is looking pretty solid. He has the Loot Hoarder on 2 into an Intellect on 3. He has Frost Nova. Now all he needs to do is find Doomsayer, and he's pretty set.
So remember that time when I asked you, do you think it's better that Samwise has the later game as the paladin, like the later game presence, so he could overwhelm Brady? Maybe because Samwise had that experience, he assumes that it's beneficial to have the later game as the Tempo Mage as well, because they both have a pretty equally bad matchup against Freeze Mage.
And here, Brady is in a interesting spot. He might just want a Frostbolt trade. He might
So?
just want to play Arcane Intellect. I'm not sure what he does here.
Um, maybe he trades first and sees.
Yeah, he could do that, but I think you decide whether if you're playing Arcane Intellect, you don't trade. So I think you just decide whether you want to kill it now or not. And if you do decide that you want to kill it, you trade first, and then maybe something changes. But I don't think there's any draw that would change what he would do besides Mad Scientist.
Yeah, I was gonna say besides another card like Acolyte or Scientist.
Yeah. And so he decides to do Frostbolt, Coin, Ping to keep the Leper Gnome on board, which effectively is going to force Samwise to ping unless he wants to give up his Shredder to the Loot Hoarder plus another ping from Brady, or Brady could just possibly Frostbolt the Shredder and clear the other half with the Loot Hoarder. We'll see what happens
I
here.
mean, Samwise could easily just play Water Alley as well that doesn't die on board.
Yeah, it dies to fire. It's weak to Fireball though, so each play has its merits.
Definitely. However, as the Tempo Mage, I don't think you would feel too bad wasting the Freeze Mage's whole turn and a Fireball. Right now, at least.
Yeah. And he does decide to go with the Water Elemental, which I imagine is just going to get fireballed here, and the Loot Hoarder is going to push face for 2 damage.
So here's the real question. My honest question is, even before, well, no, before is more understandable because Flame Waker is a powerful card, but how essential is it to just keep on using all your resources to trade? I mean, your burn is only going to burn once and then it'll disappear.
Okay, so Brady actually wants to go with the Arcane Intellect. He knows that if he finds Doomsayer, he kind of wants his opponent to actually play a bunch of creatures to Frost Nova Doomsayer into. And this is probably a smart play. I don't play Freeze Mage much at all. So
Yeah, I
this
was gonna
is
say,
most likely the correct play.
from the Freeze Mage point of view, you only have one, like, you have burn and you have removal. And sure, your burn can remove, but I feel like you're better off just trying to save your removal for removal and your burn for burn. Because otherwise, it's you're going to end up finding yourself in a decent position to kill them with no cards to kill them with. I don't know. However, he hasn't really drawn any scientists. I wouldn't feel too safe if I were him. He has a block, but that's all he has.
We're gonna see the Azure Drake come down here from SamWise,
We
and
are.
he's gonna trade into the Loot Hoarder. Uh,
He
let's.
is. Okay. That's
That's
another
interesting.
secret. Not necessarily great.
Interesting trade there. Hmm. I wonder why you
Hmm.
trade there. I don't know. Either way, he's probably just gonna play a secret this turn, Brady, and maybe ping the face. I don't really see a reason to ping a creature here.
But wouldn't Alex
Maybe
just
he
hit the
would.
face? So there's no point to picking face either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true too. Okay, so actually no. You can ping you can ping the Azure Drake to make it frostboltable later, or more susceptible to something like Blizzard.
I agree. That seems fine. Azure Drake is a pretty decent card to get rid of.
Yeah,
Samus is holding. He's charging up his Flamewaker turn. I could see it now. Let's see what he gets. Oh my golly gee, that is a big body.
that is a big body.
Probably just gonna get
Okay, but
Frost of Insired.
he can play it this turn,
Yeah.
and if Brady top decks Doomsayer, he'll be in a good spot. If not, though, actually, I don't even know if you're in a good spot because your opponent just clears it with Fireball. Either way, we'll see what happens here. Most likely, we're just going to see an Emperor come down.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, this
I don't
isn't
think-
looking amazing, but hey, I mean, if he runs into the burst he needs to take out SamWise, it's exactly like we were talking about before. He doesn't even need to be on the positive end of this. As long as he could live a little bit, right? Live to turn 9, so he could Alex turn 8 and then just kill him turn 9.
Yeah. Huh.
He does have 2 ice blocks, so honestly, I feel like this is looking pretty decent for Brady. Obviously, not decent. Like there's a ray of hope,
Um,
and he's sitting there casting, so there's like a slight chance.
let's see here. SamWise has a lot of options this turn. So let's see what he decides to go with. He's going to try to clear the Emperor Thorson here through using spells and Flamewaker missiles.
RNG! Hooray! You've never let anyone down before. Good job.
We might just see the Arcane missiles come out here because if he pings, it's like similar to just playing the Arcane missiles here.
Yeah, I was gonna say why
Because of
not?
the spell
Just brings it
damage.
closer down to being able to be fireball pinged.
Yeah.
So you just take advantage of the Flamewaker and the Azure Drake while you have the chance.
Yeah, it's just a little bit stronger. Brady is just going
Chance for
to
Rock.
play Acolyte here, and we're gonna see Brady think about frostbolting probably the 7/7. But actually, no. Why would you do that? What are you doing here with this frostbolt? Why are you not saving it?
Yeah,
see.
I don't know. I don't know. See, this is the problem. When I see a lot of freeze mages play, and by all means, I'm not the best freeze mage player, but it is my
Oh.
humble opinion that I believe that they kind of use up their burn, you know?
No. Okay, so you frostbolted the Azure Drake there because you don't want the spell power to be alive. If he has the spell power alive, he could potentially have a second missiles, and that could go face 1 too many times. He could have maybe like another spell power and a fireball and a ping. I don't know.
Yeah. I
I
mean, I
think
guess
he's just being Brady's just being safe here.
he is being safe. This is the semis, and he is playing for between 1 point and more points, and I feel like more points is always preferable. Hmm. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's the right play. It's just so sad to see Freeze Mage Burn go away. I mean, he has the Pyroblast and he has the Fireballs, so in 2 turns he can get that kill after Alex. But will he last 2 turns? Is the real question. Ooh.
Right. So here we're probably just gonna see Alex Strauss come down.
So now
But
the
SamWise-
answer to if he'll last 2 turns is starting to look like yes.
All right, so we're gonna see the Acolyte of Pain probably go face for 1 damage here, and if Brady is able to, I don't really see how he loses besides
Yeah.
barring a Loatheb drop. because he can just
Mhm.
Fireball, Ice Block, and then set himself up to Pyroblast. There's cards like Conjurer that Tempo Mages are playing now that can give us some wacky situations. If
Yeah.
we don't see that, I think we're going to see Brady take the win here.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about it, do you think it would have been worth just risking it all by what was I going to say? Risking it all by fireballing face and hoping both Flamewaker pings hit face so you could pop it?
I don't know, but there was a chance if the Shredder gave something like the totem that heals Vitality Totem, something along those lines. SamWise could also maybe play a counterspell and draw something like a Frostbolt and just Frostbolt this Mad Scientist.
That is a good point. I mean, he could do that. Let's see.
But
He
that's
draws
not,
Flame Cannon, so that is not something that you could target your own minions with. And
No.
unfortunately for Samwise, his reverse sweep was
no, he has an out here. Okay, you attack face, you pop the block, you hit the you hit the Shredder into the Mad Scientist, you ping your own Shredder, you get Vitality Totem, and you
Okay.
are alive by 1 health, and you win.
all right. Well, I mean,
Let's
the
see.
odds of that are
All right, that is not the case, and we're gonna see Brady take it. He's going to the finals of Tuesday Night Hype number 57 to play against
is
SK Gaming's Powder.
yes, indeed. So this is really a close series.
Oh, and he throws out the I'm sorry.
Oh,
Brady, come on,
Brady.
bro. You're not
Man.
sorry.
you,
are
you
not
almost
sorry.
you almost got reverse swept. You gotta
No,
have
no,
some-
I would say it though. I would say it. I'd say I'm sorry.
You would.
I would do it. I would do it.
You like
I'm-
tilting your
I'm-
opponents even after you won.
Yeah, I'm proud of you, Brady. Who am I kidding?
Well, we do see Brady go 2-0, then get taken slightly out 0-2, but then regains his place in this series, winning 3-2 in that best of 5, using all 5 games in a really close matchup against SamWise. SamWise put up a good fight, but unfortunately when it came down to the wire, Mage v Mage, Freeze seemed to be superior to Tempo in that matchup. We will return very shortly with Brady versus Powder in the finals of Tuesday Night Hype 57. Stick around, don't touch those browsers.